Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fun with Dumb. It's another Tuesday. We're in June. We're getting summer vibes. It's about to be the most summeriest summer ever. I never was a beach person, and I'm from LA, but I've been out and about tanning. Not tanning like I'm out there like trying to tan, but it just naturally happens.
Working out almost like every day.
Yeah, we're all in the workout season. I see you guys IGs. Don't even front. See yours. I don't know what you're doing. You have buffets and shit.
Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's been going in.
I do now.
Yeah, she's been going in. Well, if you hear that voice, it's a special guest today. We just been kind of getting guests again, and I just been kind of reaching out to like amazing artists that are killing it right now, because I used to be way more tapped in, and now I'm just gonna rejuvenate that and get more tapped in again. But right now, before we get into our guests, I just want to introduce my co-host. We got Steffie Baik over here.
Steffie.
We got Rick Lee.
What's up, guys? Ox Gang.
And of course, we have Destiny Rogers over here.
What up? What up?
The sick ass artist who's killing it and getting radio play and doing all types of stuff. And before we jump into that, I'm stoked to have you, because today is also the 1 month of a challenge I set out for both of them, so you could be like a guest kind of judge in the situation.
Oh God.
So a month ago I challenged this man here to not drink or anything, stay sober, which you actually accomplished. You didn't have one drink
not
at
one
all.
Drink, not a drop of alcohol.
Okay, cool. That's great. So congrats, you already won.
Thank you.
I'm just running that on the trust system. Yeah,
I mean,
you're just trusting that, right?
Yeah.
No, yo, trust me.
You have the little bit of a more difficult challenge. She had a 1 month to write a 16-bar verse for the first time ever. She don't rap or nothing.
Oh my God.
and then she's gonna recite it right here on the show live
in front of Destiny Rogers.
Destiny Rogers, the songwriter.
When I heard you were coming, I was like, fuck.
And Destiny be writing songs for big artists, for herself. So she's a serious songwriter. So I think I'd even planned that.
I know.
I think that shit is going to be so
ready.
fucking great and hilarious. We're going to create a classic moment there.
Steph, how you feel right now on the day of performance?
I'm not gonna lie, I feel pretty nervous.
Yeah.
Pretty nervous. Obviously I'm very excited you're here. I love having female energy here. It's always so much better.
Thank you.
These guys can be very
I feel you. I'm surrounded by guys all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about?
so yeah, I mean, we're gonna get into that, and that's gonna be amazing. But we're here with Destiny Rogers. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So good.
I been hearing about you forever, because we got like similar crew of like management to producers and stuff that you work with. But I encountered you at a studio for the first time, meeting you in person, and I was blown away, because you were like playing every instrument, hopping on the guitar, the drums, and you're like super young. You're coming in this game like killing it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So like, let's go into your history of where you're from. You're from the Bay Area?
No, it's not the Bay. I'm from Northern California, though. It's a town called Lodi. It's if you know where Stockton is. You know where Stockton is? Lodi is literally right there.
Yeah,
right next to Stockton.
Definitely past.
But if you don't know, anybody that's listening don't know where Stockton is, it's I just say like near Sacramento.
Okay, so you wouldn't call that the Bay Area.
It's not the Bay. It's like the Central Valley.
Central Valley. Got you. Like Fresno above.
Yep.
Got you. Okay, so you've been in Lodi like your whole life?
My whole life. Moved to LA when I was 19. So I've been out here for a couple years.
Yeah. I was reading that you were coming here every other weekend or something like that.
Yeah, it was like when I was younger, when I still didn't live here. Yeah, I was coming out like every weekend almost, just to like obviously get my name out there, because coming from Lodi, it's a very, very small town. It's like I obviously want to be more than just this local hometown singer. I want to eventually move to LA, and that's where the industry is. That's where I want people to find out who I am. So my parents would drive me out for me to just like busk out in the streets. I would sing in Santa Monica in the streets.
Oh damn, busking.
Like
busking,
at the
yo.
promenade, on the 3rd Street Promenade. I would sing Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday mornings, and then we would drive back to Lodi.
But so how did the busking situation happen? I'm curious. Like, was it just like, did you guys decide, be like, we're gonna go to the promenade and set up shop, or what?
Well, yeah, so I had some family that lived here, and we would always just come down to visit. It was my aunt and my uncle. We'd always come down, like just like get away from Lodi and just come visit, and we'd always go to the 3rd Street Promenade. It was always something I had always seen, like singers and people like, you know, dancing and doing stuff like that, magic tricks and stuff. And my aunt was the one that was actually like, Destiny, you gotta get yourself out here doing that.
Yeah,
you know. And I have already busted before, because in Lodi we have like little farmers markets during the summer. So Thursday nights I would go out and put my guitar case out and sing on the sidewalk there at the farmers markets. So I was already kind of like familiar with what it was like to sing in the street. So I was just like, man, like I'm in LA, I'm in Santa Monica, I'm like, absolutely, like I got to do it. So we had to go through all this like legal stuff, like get a permit, and through school I had to get a working permit and things like that, because I'm a minor and stuff. So we ended up getting all the paperwork we needed, and I was able to just go out in the street. And I bought a little, well, I didn't buy it, but my parents did, bought me like a sound system and stuff to just, you know, my dad like was sound checking me like every night and stuff. And I did it for like 2 hours a night, and I was getting like $300 a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
I find that interesting, because I feel like if you're from a small town and you want to perform and you don't have an outlet to do so, like, I guess busking will come to mind, right? Like, just be out there on the street.
For sure, it's because you're doing what you love, and you're getting money. You know what I mean? Right. You're getting paid for it, and especially I was 13, so I'm like, oh yeah, like people would throw $100 bills.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Like they would throw $100 bills, their business cards. Like I'd have like grown adults coming up to my mom, like asking, "Is this your daughter?" Like I do this. I work for this, and my mom's like.
So your parents were mad supportive.
Yo, shout out to the supportive parents.
Yeah,
man.
That's awesome. Yeah. Did people like reach out to you through that? I know you said they threw in like business cards and stuff.
Like what was cool was because Santa Monica is obviously like touristy, so like people all over the world would travel just to go there. So I was getting like Korean followers, people from like India. Like I was getting followers on my Instagram from all over the world, and I only had like probably 800 followers then on my Instagram. But yeah, I think it was really tight. My parents are super supportive and stuff. So
that's interesting. You talk about like your roots in busking, because when I met you, we met at a studio where Anderson and Bruno Mars was there, and like I know Bruno has busking roots too. So I'm wondering like if he just has like that appreciation since you come from the busking game too.
I don't even think he knows that.
Oh, he doesn't even know that.
I don't know. I mean, he knows me because of Stereotypes.
Yeah, because you guys both work with Stereotypes.
Yeah,
but
so I've known Bruno for a couple years, and we've just developed this this friendship and this like kind of like mentorship.
I bet he would definitely respect you on that, because you know like people know him like his roots of that busking kind of origin. Sure. You know that
there's that respect that comes with the busking. You know,
I feel like busking is like that's another hustle. Yeah, that's another. It
definitely is another hustle, and it's crazy because I was 13 when I started. I have a niece that's 13, and my niece is super like little. I'm like, you're not even grown. You think you're grown, but you're not grown, you know? Right. And I'm like, I can't even imagine me looking at my 13-year-old niece and expecting her to go out in the streets just so confident, like ready to just sing their heart out and just rule the world, you know what I mean? So it's like I was so tiny.
When you were there, were you singing, or were you also, because when I got to watch you perform, like you're like a prodigy. You were like playing, you were on the keys, then you would go on the drums, then you were singing, and then I think you were on bass. I was like, whoa, this person can do so much.
Yeah,
so I was like, is this like something that you like since you were 13 you grew up like just wanting?
No, it's just my dad being a worship leader. Honestly, I was already
the church.
There we go. It's the church background. Wow. I was born and raised into church. Music was all in my household. My mom, she sang in the choir, so my mom sings as well. So it was just kind of there. But my parents like were really good at never forcing anything on like me or my sister. Like they never wanted to just shove shit in our face.
Right.
So I kind of just developed it on my own. I loved the way instruments sounded, and I gravitated towards that. And my dad plays drums and piano, and I would see my dad play drums, and I was so tiny, I couldn't fit behind a big ass drum set. So my parents would put pots and pans around me and give me 2 spoons, and I'd bang the pots like it was drums, because I wanted to be like my dad. You know, I seen my dad doing it all the time. And then, so my dad, when I started getting older, my parents bought me a little small drum set, and I was playing that. I always had guitars laying around the house, but I never knew how to play it. I was just kind of just like fucking around. Like
I always say 70% of like working musicians in LA have like church roots.
84.
It's true.
It's crazy. All the illest ones too. You know, all the session players, they all come from the church
for sure,
and they're beasts. You know?
Yeah.
Even don't get excited.
Yeah,
he's a big church guy. He's a big church guy. We get it.
I'm not a big church guy. I'm not a big church guy. I'm just saying. I saw the James Brown documentary. You know, even him. He saw the pastor.
I mean, you obviously have big church roots. Your dad was a pastor.
I'm rooted.
But you never.
You're a pastor.
rooted
son.
in the
And
church.
you be spitting.
My dad's not a pastor, bro. He's like a Lord. He's like up there, like
Deacon.
second
Second.
right hand man. You know what I
That's
mean?
still important.
He's a shooter. He's a shooter
He's
for
the
the
shooter for the pastor, bro.
No.
Blasphemy.
No, but because you be spitting. But did you ever pick up an instrument for?
Of course, bro. I used to play the keyboard drums. You know, like when we didn't have the drum set, we'd have the little Casio number 500. Yo, I'm telling you, you did one of these. Yeah,
FPC.
yeah.
You had FPC.
It
works, bro.
It does.
And then I played the guitar a little bit.
I played guitar at
piano.
church.
You don't
too.
play the guitar.
I did. I played
you played the guitar at church.
That's how I started playing a little bit. I wasn't great, but
That's crazy.
I started in the church
That's
too.
crazy.
You know,
That's
Koreans
fire.
start at the church.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's more than 70%. I think a lot of artists, they're inspired and just influenced by the church like upbringing. You know, the choirs,
Yeah.
even the pastors,
Someone
like
has to
the
play,
mannerisms.
you
Someone
know?
has to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They throw you.
That's
up there.
cool. So
Yeah.
was drums the first instrument that you picked up?
I mean, yeah, like I fucked around on drums, but I loved guitar a lot more. So I started actually learning how to play guitar, like from watching Justin Bieber play on YouTube.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was self-taught, and so I was in 6th grade, and I had a lot of time on my hands, like after school and shit. So I was just like going on the computer, and I had my guitar, and I was like, I got inspired like by Justin, like right off the bat, and I was like, man, I'm like, this kid's tight, you know. I'm like, if he can do it, like I could do it, you know. He's playing guitar in this video, let me try. So I got my guitar, and I copied his fingers, and I copied the way he strummed, and I'm like, oh, he's playing a different chord. Pause the video. All right, yeah, that one. Okay, so it was like a basic 4 chords.
Wow.
Got that down, and I was like, I'm gonna learn a different one. Clicked a different video, learned another song, and then one time my dad came home from work, and my dad seen me playing like on the computer. He's like, what the he didn't say fuck, but he was like, what the fuck is my daughter doing, like playing guitar like that? She didn't know how to play this morning, you know. And so my dad was like, what are you doing, Destiny? And I was like, Dad, like I just learned this song, like whatever. And he was like, do you know what you're playing? I'm like, I have no idea. I was like, I'm just copying the video. And he goes, all right, come here. He takes me to his piano. He goes, all right, play that chord. So I play like a C. He'd be like, okay, that's a C. Next one.
Yeah.
All right, okay, that's a D. Next one.
Damn.
F. When he told me that, it just stuck to my head. So I was like, okay, now that I know the chords, I want to keep learning more. So every day I was pressing in, and I was just learning and learning and learning. My dad seen me getting better. I was 10 years old. My dad seen me getting better. And him being the worship leader, he was like, obviously he wants to see his daughter, you know, be a musician like him, you know. So he gave me the opportunity to play guitar in front of the church, and asked me, do you want to come to band practice on Thursday night and play on Sunday? And I was like, yeah, I do. And so I ended up going to the band practice. I had my own little section with my music in front of me, and my dad was like, you know those chords, right? I'm like, yeah, I know them. And I would play in front of the whole congregation on a Sunday morning.
I'm about to pick up the guitar again and watch old Justin Bieber videos.
Dude,
you know
so you literally just mimic the fingering, and then what?
I just pause the video and I just look, and I'm like, okay, boom,
That's
boom.
tight.
All right, that
So
sounds
cool.
about right.
You're so mature for your age. I mean, you're destined because you're in 6th grade, and you're like, yeah, I had a lot of free time. It's like at 6th grade, everyone's out playing and, you know, running around. You're over there learning guitar.
I mean,
It
that's
sounds
the
like you
hunger
thought
right
that as a playing for yourself, though, right? Like you felt like it was playing. That was perfect.
But I mean, I feel like there's Justin Bieber, man. He has a lot of influence on some of the illest musicians right now.
Come
Yeah.
on,
here,
bro.
you know?
Yeah.
Come on.
A lot of ill musicians right now are Beliebers.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
For
They're
sure.
killing it.
Yeah, fuck, that's true.
That's wild.
Well,
True.
that's interesting because I saw your IG story. You were at like a Justin Bieber show or something.
Yeah.
At the Peppermint,
That
right?
shit, that shit was so funny that night. Oh my god.
How'd that feel? Because like you see a dude who.
Okay, I think I just have to tell the story
Let's
like
go.
of the
Yeah.
night.
Let's go.
So it was me and Kat, my homegirl right
Yeah.
there. So fucking, I had just got done doing this performance for Wish Bus.
Mhm.
It's like, you know, this Filipino podcast thing. So I did an interview with them, and it was late. It was late at night. It was like 8:30 at night. They're on Philippines time. Philippines time.
There is a Filipino time
there is a
too.
Filipino
There is
time.
a Filipino time.
It's
You're
right
right.
on beat.
I know about it. I'm educated. My best friend is Filipino.
Word,
She makes
word.
sure I know my shit, so I'm not fucking dumb. Nobody fucking roasts me.
She's
Anyways,
right there. I swear.
Yeah,
She's
She's
right
right
there.
here,
Yeah.
yo. I'm
Right
getting
there.
fucking hot. She's gonna give me a little pep talk
Filipino
after
time,
this.
huh?
Oh.
Anyways, so yeah, I had just done the interview, and my dad's in town. My dad was visiting, and me, Kat, and my dad were like, yeah, let's go get ice cream. So we're in West Hollywood, and my dad is just very you know, he's the church old white guy, you know what I mean? He's very old fashioned. He's from Chicago, you know.
Right.
And he he definitely wants his daughter to be a clean and you know what I mean. Clean.
Yeah.
Like he don't know that I'd be talking like this because when my dad's in town, it's like I kind of have to like.
Oh really?
Oh, for sure.
You switch it up.
For sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Church
The
stuff.
father code switch.
So
yeah.
I have, or my dad will like talk to me, give me a talk about it. Like so, for example, on the front porch of my my apartment door, my floor mat says, "Check your energy before you come in my shit," and it has shit on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And you flip it over when your dad
I
comes in.
literally rolled
It's
it
like
up
Leviticus.
and I threw it in my closet.
Wow.
And I kept it away.
Oh, wow.
Like, so I put
I
it
hear
in
you.
my closet
Yeah,
the whole time
yeah,
my
yeah.
dad was there. As soon as he left, put that shit back out.
Of course.
That's funny.
But you know, it's truth. You know, that's how you got to do it sometimes if you just don't want to get in fucking trouble. Even though I live on my own, I pay my own
feel
bills.
that.
Anyway, so yeah, so we went out to get ice cream. I get a call from my homegirl, and she's like, "D, what you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm getting ice cream with my dad and Kat and da da da." And she goes, "Hey, Bieber's about to perform at the Peppermint Club. You got to pull up." And I was like, "What time?" She goes, "He's on at 10:30." It was like 10:11, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And so I ended up looking. I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "We're 5 minutes away."
Yeah.
I was like, "Let's fucking go." And I asked my dad. I'm like, "Dad, are you okay with me like going to a club? Like, because he has to come with me.
Right.
You know, we
Yeah.
all drove together.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you cool with coming in a club with Justin Bieber and a bunch of industry people?" He goes, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Oh yeah."
Oh wow, that's cool.
I heard he's Christian now.
That's true, though. That's true.
Oh fuck. All right, yeah. So my dad ends up folding up, and I see a lot of like industry people I haven't seen in over a year. So I'm like fucking out there, and I was like, "Dad, like I'm just gonna go do my thing because I got a network out here. Bieber's team is here. I need to associate."
For sure.
He understands.
So I'm like, so my dad had his own little corner. He had a little can of Coke, and he was just sipping, and he was just like enjoying the vibes and
That's
shit.
cool.
Like DJ Tay James was DJing and shit. Like it was fire. So me and Kat were out there doing our thing. We were sipping, and I was like, bro, I always look over, my dad's looking right at me. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, don't look at me.
Yup.
I'm like dancing and shit. Like
Were you fatting out? Was like a big moment for you, kind of, or not?
Well, I mean, so Justin is obviously a huge inspiration to me, and I'm always gonna be a fan. So like I've always just wanted to make a point where I have met him before, but I have met him as a fan. My parents bought me meet and greet tickets for his tour.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So we have a photo together when I was 16, and I'm like, the next time I meet Justin, it needs to be artist to artist. It can't be fan to
For sure.
artist. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it needs to be in a studio. It needs to be in an atmosphere like
got
that. So I was like, I'm already kind of cool with Justin's team. Like his drummer used to drum for me, you know, things like that. And we're close. Like I'm really, really close. But it was just tight getting to see him, you know, like after a few years and after him going through such a hard time, and seeing him back on the stage was obviously amazing. So,
yeah, I feel I like his journey, low key.
Come on, bro.
You know what I mean? Like
Come
that
on.
phase
For sure.
where he went through like that whole
Bizzle.
asshole phase,
Yeah.
and he
Bizzle.
came back like super
Bro,
nice. Like I
like,
like this Justin right now.
Even during that time, we forget how young he was, and just like
I
the
know.
amount of fame and recognition that he had. It's hard to mold yourself at that time, you know. But
Yeah.
he weathered through it,
yeah.
and now he's respected, bro.
Yeah, I like his phase right now. Even post the mega
like a
church.
good guy.
Yeah,
Good
dude.
guy.
The Hypebeast Church.
Yeah, the
no.
Hypebeast Church is like the post Hypebeast
For
Church. I don't know if I
sure,
like
for
the
sure.
Hypebeast Church too much.
Come
You know what I'm
on,
saying?
dude.
Pastors with leather jackets kind of scare me sometimes. You know what I mean? But
Do you have like someone that you really want to perform with that you see in the future? Like it'd be a goal of yours?
Yes. I'd love to perform with Drake. Come the fuck on.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'd love to perform with Drake. That motherfucker is like, I'm such a fan. He's a fucking icon.
Yeah.
Drake. I love all the rappers like Travis Scott. Like
Yeah,
I just want to make a real hype shit record with a rapper.
Mm.
As far as female, I'm a huge Billie Eilish fan. I'd
could
love
see
to
that,
perform with
yeah.
Billie. Love to perform with Justin, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like Post Malone, shit like that.
I was saying like I really like kind of the vibe that you're bringing. Just your music's amazing, but the whole brand of like the West Coast, like Latina kind of vibe, because I feel like I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like in general, I feel like that super embracing like West Coast upbringing and all that. Like
the Cortez, all that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I love that shit because that's where I come from, like Los
Yeah.
Angeles, and you know just hanging out, skateboarding with the homies. All
That's
my,
it.
Yeah,
All
and like
day.
all my Latino homies were all skateboarders and
Yeah.
like doing the punk and hip hop. and
You
shit.
didn't
All
skateboard, though,
day.
did you?
I mean, I'm not as good as her. But
Thank
I've been seeing your videos. You're actually
Okay.
mad good at
Thank you.
skateboarding.
Skateboarding was like my first hobby that
Yeah.
I picked up. Like before music, before I got into music, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna be a professional skater.
Yeah, you're hella good. I was
Thank
like,
you.
really, that part kind of surprised me because I only saw that like a few months ago when you posted on your IG stories. And I was like, God damn, you skate.
Yeah.
you
Thank
fucking
you.
skate. That's just always embarrassing when I tell people I used to skate because I was never good. But I skated mad long. I skated mad long. I just never got
I
good.
think you're pretty serious. You broke a wrist, right?
I broke a
Doing it?
wrist. That doesn't mean you're serious. That means I just
feel
broke
like
a wrist.
You were trying to do some tricks or something.
I was, but it was like, I didn't land it. You know what I'm saying? That shit was terrible. I broke my right wrist and I wrote a whole album with my left hand, but that's the one album that came out like different. I feel like I was using a different part of my brain or something.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, like I was doing that 2-3 months. I was like using my left hand to brush my teeth, just everything, my whole left side.
Sure.
I felt like
inverted,
something was tingling. My spider sense was tingling on the other side of the brain.
Right.
And that album came out completely different.
Which album was that?
Cut and Paste.
Oh yeah,
it came out.
Cut and Paste was fire.
No, good. It was like it was different. It was super different.
Right.
But I always say it was that did it. Yeah, it was Cut and Paste. Some of the fans know, but
that's what's up.
Yeah. What else was I gonna say? Okay, so how does it feel to get some radio play? Like that's a huge deal for any artist. I feel like that's kind of like on the chart of things to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? You put
Let's
out
hear
an
the
album,
first time
whatever,
you heard
and
it.
then
Fuck yeah,
the radio play.
It's definitely like a different feeling because I've had my music play on the radio before, like when I had just signed to RCA and just moved to LA and started, I dropped in my first project and shit. Like Tomboy, my hit, got a lot of radio play in the beginning.
Yep.
And then 2020, shit literally was put on pause. So the top of this year was like, fuck, like how I have to like start from the beginning again. You know what I mean? Probably along with everyone else, but I had to like retell my story and think of a new brand because I'm 21 now. I was 19 when Tomboy came out. Like it's like I've grown. I've been through some shit. So we really just wanted to tap into that West Coast shit, and we've had Westlake for I made it in 2018.
Oh,
so
really?
the song is old as fuck, and we already knew like we got to use this for summer and when the right time is. So put out the Tomboy brand. But now it's like, okay, I love repping where I'm from. I'm from the West Coast. I'm from NorCal. I was raised with my Mexican family. I'm half Mexican. My mom is full Mexican, and my dad's side all lives in Chicago. So I wasn't raised around my dad's side. I don't really know much, about that side of my family.
So you started putting that more in the forefront of like everything that you're doing as an artist, right?
Absolutely, because that's all I know.
I like it. I love that.
All I knew growing up was my abuela picking me up from school and then taking me home and making me tortillas and playing corridos and having novelas on TV. Like that's all I know, and that's all I knew. So when people ask me like because they see me as a white girl, and because I am, but they would always ask, why is your grandma brown? Like my friends would ask me that. I'm like, I'm Mexican. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm like, Mom. I'm like, could speak Spanish to them. I was like, they fucking talking shit. No,
the chocolates come out and all.
Oh my god,
that's all part. I mean, that's great. I mean, honestly, I love it. Like we were just watching that video, like it just that vibe. You know what I mean? And I feel like we just haven't seen that in a while. Like you know what I mean? The West Coast vibe. Like I don't know. I can't even think of the time. Like last time I even think of is like when Gwen Stefani dressed like that or something. Like you know what I'm saying? It was like, but it was
definitely refreshing.
That is true.
Sure.
I did actually recently seen that video.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
Wait, what was that? That was the joint with
Eve.
Oh, but she also had the banana joint. Which was
yeah.
That was like a whole phase for her.
That was a
whole phase.
That was a phase.
Yeah.
It's tight though. I fuck with it.
No, I do fuck with it too. I just love the
But
style.
yeah, to answer your question, shit. I mean, Westlake was. I had put out a Tomboy remix with Coi Leray in the beginning of the year. And then once Westlake came out, we were like, yo, we got to push this shit because this is the summer anthem. We outside. We vaccinated. We outside.
Right.
COVID's almost a wrap. You know, like we got to turn the fuck up. So we ended up getting Kaylin Frill on it. We put it out, and right off the bat, we got like Power 106 like was playing it. Power 106 is like the number one station that is like rerunning that shit back to back.
That's dope.
Like they ran it back like 6 times, like the first time they ever played it, the night it released. And then we got stations in the Bay Area. We got stations in NorCal, like Sacramento. We got a station in Nevada, right? Vegas.
Wow.
And Phoenix. Yeah. So all of like
that's dope.
the West Coast is playing it. But
and are you feeling it? Are you feeling a little like different? Is it hitting differently since it's getting that radio play or what?
Yes, it is hitting differently. Just because it's like obviously my first record back, and I just love the fact that it's this one, because this one is just has always held something so close to my heart. Like with the music I make, I want the listeners and my fans and supporters to like understand who I am. Tomboy gave a huge description of who I am, but this is like, okay, I'm from the West Coast. I'm gonna show you what that West like. This is what I wear. This is where I come from. This is how I act. This is my attitude. You know what I mean? And that shows in the song. So people are able to get, you know, kind of a hint of, okay, this girl is West Coast, and it's super old school hip hop influence, Zapp and Roger influence. So it's like that's all I was raised on as well. Family functions, lowriders. My cousins all have fucking lowriders. Like I have to incorporate that. You know what I mean?
I feel like that idea of the West Coast is never gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like lowriders, G-funk, backyard barbecues, you know, that summer vibe. Like it's always being reinvented. You know, G-funk alone is the reinvention, you know what I'm saying? But like I always like wanted to make a full-on West Coast like album like that. You know, incorporating the classic sound of West Coast.
Riding something down the street with the palm trees will never got it style, bro. You know what I mean?
All the Korean rappers that come into town always shoot a video down the street that has mad palm trees on the block.
Mad palm trees.
Like, we must get palm trees. Yeah, it's like it's the vibe.
Well, it's perfect for summer.
I was gonna ask you, because you get a lot of cosigns also from like big artists in Korea, and those are crazy numbers, you know what I'm saying? And it's just
Blackpink use
Tomboy? We had like Lisa, right, who's like fan. I think like they mentioned you in like some like playlist love and stuff like that. But this is like when you get that cosign, it's just a crazy different galaxy of a fan base that comes on board.
Tell me about it, bro.
Yeah, what's that been like?
Fucking insane, because I've been a fan of Blackpink and especially Lisa. Lisa's for some reason always been my favorite member. I'm like, Lisa is so fire.
Agree.
She's so swaggy. I'm like, fuck, like she's everything, you know? So I've always been a fan. And to see her dance to my song, I had no idea that she was gonna do that film. Like I was literally in the studio one night, and Kat, she FaceTimes me and she's like, bitch, look. She's like, bitch, look. And she showed me, and it's Lisa dancing to my fucking song.
Right. Wow.
And I was like, holy fuck. And I was like, well, shit. I'm like, Lisa is like huge. Tomboy's about to go again. You know, like I was like, this is going to get a lot of streams on Tomboy. And I opened my Instagram, and sure enough, like, I already gained like 2,000, 3,000 followers on Instagram, and
she's one of the most followed women on Instagram.
Damn.
Like,
she's just so charismatic. She's very likable, charismatic.
Super.
She's very global too. She has a very global feel.
She's very positive also. I don't know, it's just all of it. She's great.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So you see that and you're flipping out. I think I saw your IG story where you're like yelling and shit.
I'm flipping out. I'm like, holy fuck, like, how did she do this? How did she find my song? I was so fucking confused, but I was loving it, and I was like taking in every second, and you know, I was just fucking.
That's cool that it was random. Like you're wondering like, how did it get to her?
Yeah,
right?
but I know now.
Oh, you do?
I do know now. So her choreographer, her name's Cheshire. She choreographs everything that Lisa does, all of her little films, and Cheshire is a fan of mine that I'm familiar with, because she did her own dance to Lolo and to like all of my other music. And then Anthony King was the director of all the films that he's done for Lisa, so Anthony King was also a fan, so I'm sure word got to Lisa, you know, obviously it did. So she danced to Tomboy. I was like trying to get Lisa's attention, because I'm like, girl, like, let me thank you. Like, let me just thank you in person. So I ended up linking with Cheshire and Anthony, and we FaceTimed, and they both live in Korea, and I thanked them. And
that's
one night I was in the studio. It was like about a week later. One night I was in the studio with Mark Chwan and his manager Randy, and they knew about me from Lisa, and they're like, man, like I think I'm gonna FaceTime her. And like I was like, bitch, you don't fucking know Lisa. I was like, bitch, you don't have fucking. I was like, bitch,
you don't just FaceTime.
You don't just FaceTime Blackpink.
And so literally, we were literally sitting at a table like this. Yeah. And you're Randy, and he FaceTimes Lisa, and she answers, and he goes, "What's up? I have someone with me," and goes like that.
Wow.
And I'm like, hi. And right off the bat, Lisa was like, oh my gosh. And then Kat was there. Kat recorded it.
That's dope.
And the clip is on my Instagram, but recorded it, and I got to thank Lisa. I'm like, yo, you changed my fucking life.
Yeah.
Like, you literally, I swear to God, I was about to get dropped from my label, because like I literally was like, I was like at that point where I was like, I don't know what the fuck is next.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that I literally also not a lot of people know about this, but my business manager had called me like top of the year and was like, you have like 4 months left till you're at 0. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to move back home. I was running out of money.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? I need to do something. And so literally I was just like, I was fucking praying, you know, like in a moment like that, you're like, damn, am I gonna is this all I had? Like all God gave me is 2 years of living this dream and then telling me to go home.
That's a well-calculated business manager. He's like, you
on,
got
dude.
exactly 4 months till you have nothing.
You have 4 months until we're basically at 0.
Wow.
And I was like, holy shit. So I couldn't fucking eat.
That's a scary thing to hear. Yeah.
I was like, I'm not telling my family because my mom would throw a fit. She would be crying. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not trying to tell nobody. So then literally like I prayed and I asked God, I'm like, God, is this your plan for me? Like to just have me go home?
Right.
And if it's not, open some doors. That's all I said. 2 weeks later, the Lisa video happened.
Wow.
And that's the thing. Things like that,
God.
It's scary and it's real because you get an opportunity where you have a certain amount of time to make some shit happen.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like young artists get deals or whatever, and it's great. You feel good. You have now. It just buys you time. That's all it does. It buys you time to extend that time, like a video game when you
like
get to that checkpoint.
Yeah.
That's what it does. That's what being an artist is.
Right,
You just
right.
got to get to a checkpoint every
crazy
time
taxi
to
game,
extend this journey even
100%.
longer.
100%.
Sorry, I guess like I'm not in music, so I don't really understand that. So once that video, when Lisa put that up, how does that help you monetarily, like sponsorships and things like that, or?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think like, so when she put it up, obviously it got a lot of streams on my song and everyone wanted to know what the song was. Everyone wanted to know who's singing this song. And in the credits on the end of the video, it said Destiny Rogers, Tomboy. So they found me. And I also like commented on the YouTube video and said, thank you so much for using my song, Lisa, like whatever. And it was like pinned as the top comment on the video. So when fans scroll down, they see, oh, this is the singer.
Yep.
Boom.
Let's go.
Just like that.
Okay,
so there's a lot of connections there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much how
That's all I want. I just want a BTS tweet. Like,
yeah, she also mentioned me like on like the Korean like Vogue like magazine in an article. So she mentioned me in the interview.
That's fucking dope.
I wonder if like, you know, because you know groups like Blackpink, BTS are some of the biggest boy and girl groups in the world. You know, I wonder if they know like before putting in artists in a playlist, like I'm about to fuck this person's world up. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
For
Lisa
sure.
Lisa was like shy when I was talking to her. I'm like, bitch, you changed my life. Like, I don't even think she knows she has power like that. I mean, I'm sure she does. Yeah. But it's like, no, bitch, like you, like you fucking like turned my whole world upside down. My label literally was sleeping and then woke the fuck up. Wow. And I was like, okay, eyes on destiny, let's fucking go. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't even think she like knows how that changed everything. It really did.
God, I love her even more. Like, how could you?
And she's so humble. She's so humble and so cute. She's like, no, thank you. Your song's amazing. And I'm like, bitch, shut up. I'm like, shut up.
I mean, honestly, I sense with you too. I love that you have this kind of sense of gratitude, you know, in general, because not all artists have that. Especially, you know, whether you know, young cats can be arrogant and cocky. I've been there, you know what I'm saying, and like. The gratitude, seeing that is just great. It's refreshing, honestly, because not everyone's grateful like that, or they don't want to admit it. That's the big thing. Cats don't want to admit stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Like,
no, I'm gonna forever.
Why do you think people don't admit that?
I'm gonna take it to the grave.
Yeah. It's just arrogance and cockiness that people just have in general. But that's amazing that you have that gratitude and you show that love too. And
for sure. I mean, a lot of people don't show that gratitude and they don't humble themselves because they have this misconception that the moment they show that, it shows a little like weakness in their brand. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, I know what I'm doing. Like I'm headstrong, but it's so refreshing to see someone like excited about a repost or stuff like that. I also
recognize, I think people want to feel like they did everything themselves. But that's not the truth. And you really bring that up. Like you always talk about how with people, it always takes a village. It takes people knowing.
It takes a village to make a star, I think, in general. But I think here, the thing is, the messed up mentality that like us and the artist world have, or even in this generation or for years too, is like pushing the idea of like we did it all by myself, right? Because people like this idea of like, oh, I did it all by myself, but no, like it takes a team. It really does take a team.
It takes a church,
but somehow this idea of like doing it by yourself became the cool thing to feel like. It kind of fucks kids up, I think, too. When they see that, they're like, oh shit, like no, I could do it by myself, and they fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
I'm so happy to just have such a great team that just like supports me and believes in me and like just fucking holds me up, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's so nice to have that. And I definitely will never take the credit that I did this all on my fucking own because I would still be in Lodi.
I
Killing
want to
it, though.
talk about like your first single. You came out the gates like it was like tomboy, right? And the whole idea of like a tomboy. Like we all know what a tomboy is, and the history of like tomboy artists. I was thinking like who we had like. Would like Avril Lavigne be a tomboy?
Yeah,
like Avril Lavigne,
Yeah.
right?
She like was the one that I feel like hit it off.
Yeah.
Like that tomboy skater girl.
That was that kind of like the first like tomboyish
I
feel.
feel like Gwen Stefani was a tomboy
Gwen
in a way.
Stefani?
Do you guys
Yeah.
not feel that energy?
Pink? I don't know. Was it?
Pink was a tomboy.
Pink is tomboyish. I don't fucking know.
Who do you? I was just thinking like because
Sinead O'Connor is a tomboy.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some OG tomboys
Yeah,
that we
come on.
weren't raised on, you
Yeah.
know, but some other generation.
Eve was a
Did you
tomboy.
just Google tomboy artists or what? Oh, wow.
Oh my god, I'm the
Oh!
So
we
we
literally
just-
looked up tomboy artists, and I'm the third name listed.
Let's
So
go.
we have tomboy artists here. We have Amber Liu, which I know. That's the homegirl from Korea.
Oh, that's dope.
Jill Lay, I'm not familiar with. And then Destiny Rogers, number 3.
Sick.
Let's
On the
go.
tomboy artist list over here.
That's hard.
Look at that.
Damn, I fuck with that. I fuck with
What's the
that.
opposite of tomboy?
That's a good question.
girly
Opposite.
Girl, I was about to say that. I don't know if I was allowed to say
Girly
that.
pop.
Girly girl.
Girly
Girly
Or
girl.
like a dude. What's a dude that's feminine, I guess.
Oh,
That's
like a
more
guy
like
version of a tomboy.
I
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know that one.
I don't
I'm
think
not
that's such
sure.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't want to fuck that up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather not answer that one. Yeah.
Pass on that, bro.
Shit, yeah,
let's pass on that.
Pass on that.
Were you kind of a tomboy growing up?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah?
All day, every
Do you
day.
have older
I would-
brothers?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I have an older sister, but she's like, we have a huge age gap. She's 34 and I'm 21. So
Right.
it's like, I always put into terms as when I started kindergarten, she just graduated high school. So it's just such a difference.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, I think I was just always a daddy's girl. That's what got me. I
Right.
always wanted to be around my dad. My dad was just so fun and very, very sporty and always wanted me to be athletic. And so I would just roll around with my dad, and he taught me how to play, you know, basketball. I did softball for 9 years. He was the one that took me to the skate parks and every day, and just he always just like made me fucking do, like, he didn't make me,
So
but
you
like,
wanted a son? No, okay.
he got both. He got a son
right.
and a daughter.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
No, but he was always the one that was like, yeah, like, because my mom is super strict. She's like, Destiny, don't do that. Don't
Right.
jump off that. Don't climb that tree. You're gonna get hurt. Don't do this. My dad's like, I got you. Go ahead, Destiny, try it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Try it. I'll be right here. You know what I mean? So my dad was the one that like gave me that confidence of like, oh yeah, I want to fucking run to that stop sign and back and beat
Right.
beat my time. You know what I
Damn.
mean? Like my dad would always
Yeah.
do little tricks like that. All right, Des, you see that stop sign right there? Be back in 30 seconds. I'm gonna time you. Go. And then I would be like,
Oh.
Yo,
Like, you
that
know, shit
sounds
like
like
that.
kind of like a star dad
Yo,
thing or something.
I was about to
you know,
say, man.
challenges.
it is
and
true. My
things
dad
like
would
that.
always do that. I even BMX bike too. So like I was like doing tricks on bikes, and like my dad was like, "Can you jump over those? If I stack these 3 skateboards, can you
Wow.
jump over them? Probably. Try
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Try
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, you know, it was just that level of just like confidence. I felt safe when my dad told me to do these things.
Mm.
And so that's why I was just
That's beautiful.
always around that. So I mean, as far as like what I wore, I didn't really give a fuck what I wore. It was always just t-shirts and shorts, and I always had my hair in a ponytail, and I was just a skater girl, and I also just never knew how to wear makeup. I never knew how to wear my hair other than just up.
Mhm.
You know, I never straightened it. I never like did anything. I was never into it. I was just like, I don't give a fuck. And I also just got along better with guys. I had a lot of guy friends in school, like at recess and stuff. Like, of course, I was pretty, I never had drama. Honestly, like I got along with everybody in my class. Like I wasn't no troublemaker. Like I got along with everyone. So I had a mixture of friends.
Did you go to college or
Fuck no.
So you right after high school, you graduated high school?
Yeah.
And then you went straight into like the whole
Yep.
music industry straight up, and your
Well,
parents
yeah,
were like,
I've technically been in the industry since I was like a senior.
Let's go.
Well, or yeah, senior, because I had met Stereotypes when I was 17. I was still in school.
Right.
But then when I graduated high school, I was still working with Stereotypes, and I was just like, I need to move out there, guys. What the fuck is the deal? I was
So
like, I
you were
wanna-
focused on that. You weren't like even trying to apply for colleges.
Well, no, but my parents were kind of like, well, mainly my dad. My dad was like, okay, like if it doesn't happen soon, you move into LA. In the meantime, at least go to Delta, which is like a community college.
Right.
At least go there, or at least get a job. And
what
I was
would
like,
you have studied if you went?
fucking, I don't know.
Like, what would you want to study?
Well,
like,
I mean,
music.
I mean, I've tried it actually. You know, Musicians Institute in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Am I?
I tried it. I did a summer program there in my junior year. And I attended the school for 2 weeks like I was a student. Like I had a badge, I had like an off-campus card, and I had classes. And I stayed out here for that 2 weeks, and I like attended the class, like the school, like I was like a student. And I didn't fuck with it. Like I was just like, man, I want to tour the world. Like I don't give a fuck about audio engineering, Pro Tools and shit. Like I just want to fucking.
There's people who do that shit.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. No, I'm playing.
No, you know the thing is, I feel that because right after, I mean, I dropped out of high school, but like the thing they wanted me to do because of that was like go to community college.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a little safety net situation.
Yeah, but it's like you don't know when you don't want to do that. You just throw yourself in shit that doesn't make sense for you.
Right.
I'm like taking a pottery class. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the fuck am I doing here? You know. But it's like you just they throw you in this mentality like, oh, you go there 2 years and then you can transfer to a 4-year university.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're in there years like trying to do this program that you think is right.
Right.
You don't go nowhere.
And it
with
takes away from your schedule from doing what you really want to do.
Yeah, and a lot of times too, when you want to do music too, it's like it's hard to get into the process of like I'm gonna go to school for music.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not knocking anybody who does get that mentality, but like when you're in a scene, like I was in a scene, like an LA scene. It's like it's hard to be like I'm gonna go study music.
Yeah, the streets taught me music.
Yeah,
bro.
well, especially if you're rapping, you're kind of
Exactly.
like, what am I gonna go like cipher class or what? Like, yeah, but
oh my god.
well, shout out everybody in the chat right now. Hit us up on the Discord if you have a question for Destiny. We take live calls here too, so we got people gonna call in. They can ask you questions.
Oh, shit.
Put the Discord
that's a
link,
beautiful
Alex,
story.
and
That's crazy.
yeah, we want to get some questions from you guys. I know there's some like fans. You got
Someone
fans on
said,
here.
wait till she realizes men are drama too.
Yeah,
We know.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, for sure.
But wait,
when-
why did I say that?
But when you guys call, don't ask no bullshit questions to us or whatever. We want questions for Destiny today, all right? So don't be asking no extra shit.
I mean, Destiny, hearing your story with your father and all that, you know, just coming from a immigrant, like, you know, not immigrant, Korean household, we were talking about this, about having supportive parents, you know? Like my parents were not supportive of my music career. We had to do it in hiding. We had to do it kind of like secretly. And it took a while for me to win their respect or win their support. But just because we did it secretly, there was like a sense of rebellion. You know what I mean? There was a sense of like, what this is kind of forbidden, but I'm going to do it because I believe in it. But just hearing your story and how your dad kind of raised you and let you do what you want to do while still not forcing it. I think like that's the kind of father I want to be. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a beautiful
I
thing.
think you guys should meet someday.
From yeah.
You should meet my dad.
Like, you know, just drinking cold beers on the front porch together, like, hey.
No, I mean, I just think that that's a very, you know, me also coming from the church background too. We learn about like unconditional love, the Father's love, and all that. And I really just want to, you know, big up your dad. I think he really followed that footsteps, and now look at you. You know, you're
I feel
you're
like
blossoming.
if you have an upbringing like that, you build, or not build, but you raise a daughter who's like confident in this way because she could hear it, like in the
100%.
whole voice and the way she's approaching all her dreams and stuff. It's like confident.
I learned like a life hack today. It's just like even if your kids want to go to a skate park, whatever, and you want to like, you know, kind of go with her. You know what I mean? Make it part of the activity.
My dad would always go with me.
That's amazing. Like that's cool.
It was also because he was just like protective because I was the youngest. I was the only girl at the skate park, and I was a little girl, and like a bunch of grown ass guys. Like he always like made sure like that he was staring at me and making sure that like none of these kids were handing me weed or
For
anything
sure.
like that. Like my dad would literally like would check me. Like my dad would be like, because when I got older into like being a teen, he was still taking me to the skate park, and and he'd be like, hey, have you tried weed yet? Like, have you tried smoking weed? And I'm like, no. And so he would fucking like smell my fingers, like to see if it smelled like cigarette or if it smelled like weed.
Yeah.
He'd smell my breath.
Yeah.
I hung around like kids that were bad, but
For sure.
he knew, and I knew in my heart, like I don't ever want to do that. I just want to kick it with people that skate like me, you know. But that's just like the shit that they do.
So do people like this have a rebellious phase? Like, do you think you'll ever go through a rebellious phase?
I think I am going.
Or you're going?
I mean,
So
dude,
it's like-
I am
she's
going
hunting to
through it.
welcome at.
So
You know
it's
what I mean?
like,
Yeah.
because you talk about how you're a late bloomer too.
Yeah.
I definitely was a late bloomer. Yeah.
LB.
I feel like I have like
And
the
you're going
opposite
through-
story of you, actually, where I didn't have a father figure. So it's like
Oh,
when I
wow.
hear your story, it's like amazing.
Yeah.
And I see how great you came out, and it's like so fucking cool.
Right.
Aw, thank
I
you.
love parent like dad and like children dynamic. It's like so cute.
Yeah.
So Rick, your daughter tells you, "I want to go to a rave and pop Molly for the first time." Do you
Yeah.
go with her to the rave?
I mean, I'm setting up the parachute, bro. What are you talking about?
The
No, I'm kidding.
what?
If she's going to a rave and
Yeah,
she
she's
asks
going
me
to
if she wants to
rave.
pop
She's like,
Molly,
Dad, I'm not gonna be a drug addict, but I just want to experience the rave culture and pop Molly for the first
I feel like I
time.
would let my kid do that.
right? You
You
know
let
what I
your kid do
do?
it.
I drop her off,
Yeah.
change, and then sneak in, and then be behind a DJ, just watch like this.
Just
Let
make
me
sure.
just
Binoculars.
watch. Yeah, just watch. You know what I'm saying?
What do you change into a sleeve's and like
Exactly,
beads and stuff,
exactly.
and
Little
a
wig
glow stick, or
situation.
just
Yeah,
glow
yeah.
sticks, like
You
watching.
remember the Kanye West glasses that light up? You know, something like that.
Shit.
I mean, the thing is this, like, what I learned is also when the kid is going through stuff, or like my son or daughter is going to be going through things, or like introduced to drugs, I want to have a relationship with them that's so open and like clear and safe, where they don't feel like they have to hide anything from me. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of like what your father did. It was just like,
You think
I'm
it's
a.
possible though to get to a point where you like don't hide anything with your
No, I'm not
parents?
saying that, you
No.
know, there's no, of course
Yeah,
not.
like-
Everyone's going to have secrets, you know?
I like the idea. To me, it's like I like the idea of being rebellious, even against your parents at
Yeah.
times. Because, and I tell young kids, because they're always like restricted by their parents. I'm
Right.
like, nah, like you're never gonna be able to live your life unless you have that rebellious moments, even
Yeah.
against your parents. You can't do
100%.
You know,
100%.
I'm like, if you're scared to not do this thing because of your parents,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how are you gonna survive the rest
Nah,
of the world?
for
Yeah.
sure.
Period.
For sure.
It's
That's very
true.
true.
It's
It's a huge thing. I be
Yeah.
telling them.
It's just, you know, I just want to make sure that I don't become such a like disciplinary, authoritative figure only, because that's how I was brought up. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't really share my real feelings or
Right,
how I
right.
felt with my dad, because he would be like, "No, that's wrong." Pah! You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to. I don't
Like, so
ever
he
want to be
high-fived
that.
you, or-
No. He high fived
okay,
my
slapped
cheek.
you,
Yeah.
okay.
So
I was wondering. I was
It's like,
yeah, man. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Nah, but no, seriously, your story, your testimony, if you will, was very inspiring.
Wow, she just unlocked a lot of daddy issues on
a
this
lot of-
table.
come
I
on.
didn't mean to, man. Y'all asked.
Yeah, you were going
It was
through.
beautiful.
Damn, I was about to
You were
cry right
like,
now listening to this
Just
shit.
hearing your story makes me reminiscent about.
3 skateboard jumps. That's crazy.
Okay, we're gonna go to some questions, guys. And right after a few questions, let's take a couple of calls, and then we'll go into your little.
We can wait till the next time too.
Nah, we
I don't
got,
think I have time
we
for
got
this
Destiny
performance.
Rogers here, you know, who writes songs, is a lyricist, and I think it's just nice to have a separate energy here for that. All right, let's take the first call from Noah. What's up?
Nawa.
Now.
Yep, we could hear you.
It's my first time calling in, actually.
Oh, tight.
Wait, is it your first time calling in?
Yes, it is. So you know what time it is?
I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is?
So we have this game. We have this game that's slightly problematic, but everyone seems to love it. It's
Yeah.
called Minority Report.
I am gonna get canceled because of this.
And
Oh God. I don't
they,
want you to
the
get
callers call and ask to guess their ethnicity just by the tone of their
voice.
voice.
Oh my God.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Like, I don't want to be part
You know,
of that
honestly,
shit.
sometimes it could go horribly
Yeah.
wrong, but actually, Rick
we-
guesses
we-
it
we-
95% of
come
the
on.
time. All right, so Noah, say the sentence.
All right, Noah. First of all, where you calling from, my G?
I'm calling from Hawaii, man.
You calling from Hawaii?
I just got back from
I'm a
Hawaii.
real tricky one.
Oh wait, hold on. You
Yeah,
from?
because the accent is already Hawaiian.
Yeah.
But
There's
we
a little.
got-
There's a little pigeon in that.
But all right, let's see.
Let's see. Here's the sentence. My friends asked me why my grandmother was brown. It's because I'm Mexican. It's because I'm Latina. All right, let me do it again. My friends asked me why my grandmother was brown. It's because I'm Latina.
My friends asked me why my grandmother was brown, and it's because I'm Latina.
Some sort of Asian.
Got that fucking. Okay, can you say?
let y'all do
Can you say? Give me 4 musubis.
Can I have 4 musubis?
Musubis? Okay, you are Japanese.
Nah, bro, I'm Korean.
God damn it! Are you really Korean?
Yes, I am, Kyoko.
You're from Oahu, though, right?
Wow.
Yeah, yes,
All
sir.
right, see. All right, cool.
All right,
Fine.
Oh.
God damn it, dude.
Oh.
That was. I felt like that was kind of close.
That's
You
fine.
know that he had
The
a
move will
Korean.
be-
He had the Korean inflection. That
He did. He had
that
a little
like-
Korean.
I
I didn't hear it, dude.
Okay, maybe I'm just bullshitting.
You
'cause
know
I
what
thought-
it is? He
all right.
said it in such a gentle manner that it kind of like glazed over.
All right,
Got you.
Glaze.
All right, next one we got Riso.
Wait, do
Oh,
you
I'm
want-
sorry. No, you didn't.
No,
ask
what's
the
up,
question.
man?
Yeah, what's up? No.
Oh, I just wanted to say, it's all love. I appreciate you and Dumbfoundead, especially because like growing up, Kyopo and in the U.S. is hard. I didn't really have anybody I could, be like see myself. I couldn't see myself represented on the, on streaming platforms, through music or anything. So I just want to say that's love, and I wanted to show some love to Steffie and also Destiny. I really appreciate Destiny because I saw her video Westlake. And, I'm also a musician too. I rap. And I think for me, music was a way to find myself, kind of find my own cultural heritage. So seeing her doing that, it's really big. And I really appreciate her, talking about it, especially on this podcast where a lot of, Kyopos or just anybody mixed, whatever, they tune in. So just wanted to say that.
Yo, man,
So
that's very sweet,
Thank
man.
you.
Noah,
That's so
thank you,
cute.
Noah, thank you.
Appreciate
You're
it.
the
I mean,
best.
it's just, you
Good
know,
luck to you.
Hawaii is like an interesting place because you just wake up to paradise every
Yeah.
day.
I
you know
was
what I'm
literally in
saying?
Hawaii last week.
Which island
Yeah.
were you
I
at?
was in Oahu.
Wow.
I had just got back like a few days ago.
Yeah, you were living
Oh
it
my
up
God, I
over
was
there.
God
Every
damn.
time.
I was going crazy. I was jumping in the ocean at like 2 a.m.
Every
with my
IG
friends.
You had a lot of
story
poke
was
over
you
there?
on a speedboat.
I didn't.
You know?
I-
I'm in Hawaii, bitch.
Ain't no way.
Because Westlake dropped the same
Yeah.
the day I arrived in Hawaii.
Oh,
So
shit.
as soon as I landed and I got on the boat, we did this booze cruise. So I was on a boat and it came out 9 p.m. here,
Yeah.
6 p.m. there. So it was 6, and I was on the boat. I'm like, I was already lit. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's it going down, motherfucker? I'm like, I'm on a fucking boat in Hawaii, bitch.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I
God.
gotta say for you, it's kind of an exciting time because you've been in music for a long time, but you're finally starting to get a lot of releases rolling out.
Yeah.
And it feels like that's such an exciting time for an artist who's developing for so many years, ready to debut, right?
True. Yeah.
Like now it's just like this is the time.
Let's
So
go.
it's time to press
time.
on the gas.
That's what's up.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
stopping now.
Noah, thanks for calling.
Thanks for
bro.
the
Thank you,
call,
Noah.
Noah.
Bye.
All right,
Thanks for
Riso, what's up? You're on there.
What up, Reese Zero?
Reese? Riso? Riso?
So Mundo.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. What's good?
Oh, good. Oh, good. Can you guys hear me well?
Yeah, everyone sounds high. All right, cool. What's up, Riso?
All good. All good. I'm hate to break it down to you guys, but I'm gonna ask for a minority report.
Okay, shit. Where you calling from?
It's gonna give it away, so I won't be able to say that yet.
Wow. You
Look, he's
can't.
Hispanic.
Are you gonna say? I mean, you can't tell me if you're in the states or if you're outside of the states.
Sure, I'm not from the States.
You're not from the states.
No.
The accent's still kind of tough. I can't really tell him.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta give him a sentence. Give him a sentence.
Yeah. The sentence is.
Don't give him any weird sentences.
Why are you so
You're
secretive? I just want to know where you're from. That's a sentence.
Why?
Why are you so secretive? I just want to know where you're from.
Why are you so secretive? I just want to know where you're from.
Sounds to me. I'm gonna say Malaysian.
Malaysian.
Yeah, Malay.
Wow.
I visited Malay.
Okay. I want to say Guam, to be honest with you. French or Guam? I know it's two different guesses. Destiny, you want to try?
He needs to say something else.
All right.
Say one more sentence.
Say the third tomboy artist on Google is Destiny Rogers.
The third Tomboy artist is Destiny Rogers.
Oh,
European.
I think
Destiny.
it could. I think
Yeah.
maybe India.
India.
I
Or
was thinking
Could be
India, too.
India. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna say?
I say French.
I'm gonna say Malaysian.
I'm gonna
still.
say Indian.
I
India.
say Burmese.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's go.
Riso,
reveal.
where you at?
I'm from the Middle East, Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
Yeah, we were so wrong.
Are you calling
Damn.
right now from Saudi Arabia?
That's correct.
Yo, respect, bro. Riso, what's on your mind?
Not much. One thing I wanted to ask Destiny, and all you guys can chime in as well, is, and I saw that bear next to Rick, so that's where I got the question from, is that a lot of people growing up get attached to either inanimate objects like teddy bears or blankets. Did you guys have any, and did you guys grow out of it? If
Yeah,
not,
I have one. He is a stuffed animal. He's a dog. His name's Sparky. He's a Dalmatian stuffed animal. When I was born, my dad had bought it from the gift shop like downstairs in the hospital and got it for me then. So it's always been like there's like baby pictures of me with this dog.
Yeah.
And I literally I sleep with it every night still.
Wow.
Like it moved with me to LA. Like I just did this Nike campaign and they asked me to show like sentimental objects to me and I put the dog in it. Like
Oh, wow.
it's literally
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I talk to him. Like, it's crazy.
So you got attached to him because you've been with this thing since you were little.
Yes, there's I
don't
have
think
to,
I
I have
have
to
a
dig
thing
it up,
like
but
that.
there's a
You don't
baby
have a thing
picture
like
of me
that?
with it.
Mine's actually very similar to yours. Is I went to the hospital when as a kid because I was dehydrated, and my dad got me like a teddy bear from the hospital, and it's like that's my favorite.
Oh,
thing.
really?
Oh,
You
yeah.
still have
That's
that?
So I still
Wow.
have it. It's the thing that I always like think about. Like in this acting classes, you think about like in certain objects that help you like
Yeah.
A spark
spoke a
emotions. Yeah.
specific emotion, and that's my thing.
That's
It's
fire.
crazy.
Yeah.
I had like a huge carnival panda bear back in the day. And yeah, just I grew out of it.
What is it with bears? That just like that's the official stuffed animal.
I don't
you
know.
Like you know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah. I mean, hers was a dog.
Oh, yours was a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But the bear is just
Teddy
cuddly,
bear,
round, you know what I mean? Soft,
We
squishy.
got
That was a
mine.
good question, Riso. Like I'm glad we had
That's
some
an interesting
questions like
question.
that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, take care, Riso.
Yo, peace, bro.
Thank you.
We got Turtle
Shout
Duck.
out.
Turtle Duck here is a regular caller. We even
Peace to the
created
Middle East.
a theme song for this man right here. Hey,
Ugh.
Turtle Duck, Turtle Duck, Turtle Duck, Turtle
Quack,
Duck.
quack.
You're in luck. You're in luck. It's Turtle Duck. Turtle Duck. All right.
What up, turtle? You can turn me up now again, Alex.
What's up, buddy?
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, first off, I just want to say thank you, Destiny, for coming on the show. I think I live under a rock because like I've never heard of you or your music, but
It's
I'm
okay.
definitely gonna be checking you out.
Respect.
But like earlier, you mentioned how like people were saying like, "Oh, why is your grandma brown?" Blah blah blah, and I don't know why that reminded me of the movie Selena, where
Oh.
she like in it they're talking. I think her dad was saying like, "Oh, we have to be more Mexican than the Mexican, more American than American." I
Right.
feel like you're the type of person to not really focus on that, and more in terms of focus on yourself and your music and stuff.
For sure.
But like, can you speak a little bit more about, you know, like growing up and kind of like finding your identity?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really tapped into that until recently because it's something that I want to be part of my brand. You know, being Mexican and just being raised in that household and that culture is just normal. So it's like when people ask me, "Oh, how does it feel?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" You know what I mean? It's like, so the fact that I want to be able to, you know, really portray that and just speak about it as much as I can because I want it to be part of my brand. And it's also just cool because, you know, when people take first looks at me, they don't think I'm Mexican or I'm half Mexican, you know? So when I tell people that, it's kind of like, oh shit. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, no way. Like, that's so cool. So, yeah, I mean, just tapping into that side of me is just something that's just, you know, I hope people find interesting and hope people can find something that's fresh because, you know, there's probably not a lot of like Latina artists, especially that are half white, that are from NorCal and the West Coast,
Yeah,
and
right.
and kind of have that old school hip hop, pop R&B, you know, sound. You know, I think that's fresh, and that's why, you know, I want to make the music that I make is just to make a unique, fresh sound and make it cool and make it fly. And
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, I
yeah.
love that because I always tell cats like it's great to hone in on the specificity. Did I say the right?
Wow,
Yeah.
bro. All right.
Specificity of who you are and your identity. You know,
Mhm.
I was an artist who, when I was coming up, was always like, I just want to be an artist. I don't want to be an Asian artist or an Asian rapper or that
Yeah.
Korean rapper or whatnot. And like that search for identity changes as you get older too, because what you realize is like some of the greatest artists that you've looked up to was unapologetically them
Yeah.
in ethnic background or whatever too.
For sure.
And people respect people who are prideful of who they are in every aspect.
Very true.
Fan base or whatever, when they see an artist who embraces who they are, those are the people that you want to respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You can't respect a motherfucker who shies away from who they are.
Fuck them.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And so, and it's also, you got to realize when you hop on the stage too, like that's a part that you're going to always carry with you.
Yeah.
You can't hide that aspect of you. You
I'm
know?
not Korean.
No, I'm saying when you go on stage, it's like that's who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it makes you more interesting too. You know,
Definitely.
whatever the topics wise or whatever, because you're not even just like a Latina artist too. You're a Cali Latina artist. You know, I'm like a Cali Asian kid from LA. Like it's very specific, and that part paints a portrait that's way more interesting and also relates to so many people out there. You don't even realize, like, once you get more specific, it's going to touch people even deeper.
That's very true.
It's going to touch people way deeper.
Very true. Well said.
Thanks, Turtle.
Thanks, Turtle.
Appreciate you.
Destiny, thank you for the insight. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to Pete Easiest.
Daisy.
And then as Steffi gets ready, just
let's go.
Prepare yourself
mentally.
If you want to do a
change into a black hoodie and
put on some shades, put on some glasses.
All right, Pete Easiest, what's up?
Pete Easy, what's good?
What's up, man? What's up, you guys?
How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Just at work right now. You know, the usual.
Yep.
But, the norm.
Yeah, framing, building houses and stuff. But my question today is, so do you guys ever like dream of like your lyrics like in your sleep, and like do you guys ever like dream in a different language in your sleep? Because like for some reason,
dream in a different language. Yeah, it was. I think he was saying dream in a different language or dream of lyrics in your sleep.
Yeah,
like
you
dream of hip hop.
You dream of hip hop.
I will say, you know, the language thing is interesting. Like dreaming in a different language. Have you guys ever done that? Like, have you
It's apparently supposed to be your most comfortable language if you can like dream in that language.
Really? I don't think I've ever spoken in my dream ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think my mouth has ever
Really?
opened in my dream. Nah.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's
I
weird.
don't remember having a dialogue or conversation.
Always
You might want to talk to a
Really?
therapist
Yeah,
about that
yeah.
one.
I don't think I've
Don't
ever.
Yeah,
I
you
don't think I've
can't
ever.
Yeah, just shut it up.
I will say lyrics wise, I don't know about that. But there's things that inspire me in my dreams where I've woken up and I've actually like tried to remember it or write that down. I mean, the habit as an artist, I think a big habit, the number one habit you can have is just like taking notes of things.
For sure.
A thought that you have or whatever. Like that is a habit that you should just pick up. You know what I mean? But yeah, dreams is like interesting because you forget stuff as soon as you wake up.
That's the
you're
crazy
like,
thing
I don't
about
remember.
dreams is like when you don't think about it and you're not sharing it, you're like, yeah, I remember the dream. And then the moment you try to like hone in, it's like, it's gone.
You know, when I used to really be into fashion and maybe do fashion, I was thinking I'd do fashion design or styling.
Yeah.
I used to like dream, or right before I went to sleep, like in that tired state, I would like create a design in my head, like it would immediately, and then I would draw it the next day. But it would happen to me a lot. It would just like pop up for some reason, and it's not something I like saw or anything. It just like I would see an image or a visual.
How were the designs? Were they nice?
Yeah, they're always fucking fire.
What?
Yeah, I think because I'm not thinking.
Maybe that was a sign. And then you didn't pursue it.
I didn't pursue it, dude.
Shit.
Slept
It's
on
all
it, huh?
done. Yeah.
God was like, I've been feeding you ideas the whole time. What the fuck? All right.
Seriously.
Damn. Good question, P. DZ.
But
Thank you.
yeah, dreams are sick. PDCS, thank you, PDC.
Dreams are sick.
Oh, man.
All right. I think we don't have any calls right now, so let's take a break with Steffi. So a month ago, I challenged Steffi. I'm going to give her $500.
Oh God.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to give her $500 if she
700.
memorized this and spit it memorized. But
700.
I told her I'm going to give her half the amount if she just writes it and
I still
spits
think
it
that's too
live
much,
right
to be
now.
honest with you.
Is there
bro.
gonna be? Is
Dude,
this
you just
acapella?
got your money.
It's really easy.
Yeah.
Oh damn, she just.
Okay, so let me ask you some questions here. So what
Okay.
what was the inspiration behind these bars here?
Okay, it's more spoken word,
Okay.
or that's what people have told me.
Well,
That's
I mean,
what
it's
rappers
over.
have told me.
It's acapella, so it's gonna sound more spoken word. But this is like
The
this is like
inspiration?
verified. But
Okay, so
Destiny
there's
Rogers
not
as
gonna
the
be
host.
No flow.
There's no flow.
I
no
told her
flow.
you're gonna have to.
like,
You're gonna deliver it with a little emphasis, right? All right.
dude, my legs
I
feel.
No,
would
like
say
I
right
don't know
now,
why you're
jiggling.
nervous. Just
Don't be
fuck
nervous,
it.
it's okay.
Just
Give her a
do
little
it.
intro, though.
Okay, so this is Steffie Baik, first time ever writing a 16-bar verse and reciting it live in front of thousands of people are
In front
going to
of
listen to
Destiny
this
Rogers.
podcast.
Thousands.
Thousands of people listen to this podcast. I believe our numbers are about like 20,000 to 30,000 listeners
Yeah.
per episode. So we'll see.
Oh my god.
All right.
That's kind of nerve
Shut the
wracking.
fuck up, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What
you
the
now
fuck?
tuned in.
That's like a small 10 at Coachella. All right. Just
right.
let's go.
MC Bake.
All right. From one scene to the next, life's a green screen, fake scenarios and sets. Directed to break a leg to get cast in a cast, I do like Amelia Bedelia, ankle shattered like glass. I'm stacked back up in my 5-inch, clap back, yup, catwalk, bye bitch.
Ooh.
I saw sunshine in the mirror, starlights, camera so bright it's clear. Your man's creeping on my Twitch, straight up fiending for my dick. We be shitting on his receding while live streaming with my click. Shit out your mouth. I shat on your couch. You shoot your shot, missed. Ooh, ouch. So sis, where'd you get all that sass? Bro, screw you. Blame my daddy issues. Past traumas treating you like trash. Balance is key, so the matriarchy makes fun of me, and my vagina starts to bleed. That's the real essence of my presence and the present that was sent us to render to heaven. It's my 7th heaven. Chose to mend her and surrender and bend over for my inner child. I won't pin her down. Now I know I've been around. Sin so wild. It's okay to be her now. Newly enlightened, so I tighten my relations to my father's nation. A sanction through patience and the namesake, that's Bake.
Woo! Whoa! Wow!
I did my best.
Bars.
I did my best.
God damn.
I was not expecting
Steffi,
that.
hold on. I was expecting
not
Flavor
expecting
Flav
that.
in the
I thought it was
raid.
gonna be Everett in there.
Yo, straight up.
God damn! I'm gonna have to reevaluate myself.
Oh
actually.
my
Just,
gosh, I'm gonna have to
Stop.
rewrite a little
Crazy.
bit.
Is that silly?
Nah.
I want to hear your actual honest.
Okay.
Honestly, I want you to be honest.
Okay.
I
So
could-
you saying you're scared and you're like, ugh, I can't feel my legs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you seemed really shy, but then right off the bat, you were just like, like you had like your attitude and like you just looked confident. So like your energy was great.
Ah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
Very
there was
good.
energy. Like there was energy. It wasn't
so
like oh like I'm shy. Like
Right.
Yeah.
I'm toned
She
back,
spoke
but
with
she was like,
conviction.
whatever.
Bye, bitch.
Yeah, yeah.
Bye, bitch.
Come on.
Vagina bleeding. I was like, okay.
No, but shit, that definitely was like some poetry, spoken word shit.
It felt
Yeah.
very spoken
It was
word.
very spoken word, but I still fucked with it. So great
thank
fucking
you.
job.
Thank
That
you
was
so
crazy.
much.
Congrats,
Until next
Steffi.
time.
Wow,
Next time it's gonna be
Steffi.
over a beat.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right.
It has to be over some.
And I have to do it, to a beat. You're right.
It's gonna be crazy. You're gonna see like in a year, you're gonna see Destiny rocking stadiums and be like, "Yo, that girl judged my first 16 in the studio." They're like, "There's no way Destiny
Face to
Rogers
face.
judged your book." Come
Yeah.
Face to
on.
face, too,
Face
for
to fucking
sure.
face.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that shit was pretty fire.
Yeah, bro.
That shit was pretty
Fuck
fire.
yeah.
She had some rhyme schemes.
Yo.
No,
She
no.
said, "You're streaming on my Twitch."
Receding.
Some of it on my dick.
Yeah,
Yo.
fiending for my dick. I
5
was like,
inch. Bye, bitch. Come on.
5-inch,
bitch.
5-inch,
Yeah.
5-inch. Oh,
Yeah.
she's.
Oh my
Yeah.
What's the other one where she's like, you shot your shot, you missed. Ouch.
I shat on your
Yo,
couch.
yeah,
She
yeah.
shot your shot.
I forgot about
Missed.
the shot.
Come
Oh,
on.
She
Oh, you
died.
used the past tense for shit in the
She did.
Yeah.
Every bodily fluid bleeding from vagina is shatting
People
on
are
the
putting
couch.
blood
Jesus.
emojis,
That's
bro.
real love.
They're using
Yo,
the
let me see
blood
the
for it.
let me see the fire emoji in the chat if you fuck with
vagina
Let's
that.
see
bar
the
took
fire
me out.
emoji in
Fire
the
emojis in the
Let's
chat for
go.
Steffi
Come
Baik. Are you
on.
serious?
Let's
We need
go.
some-
Let's
Come on,
go.
Jay.
Come
We need
on,
some
guys.
fire.
Thank you.
We need
you
some
guys.
fire.
Do you want a
blood.
live performance on stream? That's
Yeah, I do this for
nerve-wracking.
y'all, but I also did it for the money. So
Mm.
It's
We're
all
gonna
up
talk
there,
about
dude.
that. We're gonna talk about that. Rick and Steffi, great challenge, and you guys
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
get your
Yeah.
get your
Yeah,
rewards.
yeah.
Get
Thank you.
your
I appreciate it.
rewards. Okay,
Should we
thank you
grab a
guys.
drink tonight or what?
All right.
God.
Wow, you're getting break
wow,
it already.
you're
Just
right.
No,
love
I'm not
money.
breaking it. I'm just saying to
I thought
celebrate.
you said you feel
That's a lot.
better
I
and your
feel
life
much
has been
better.
Do you really?
changed.
I do. I mean, because I've been drinking. I was drinking a lot, and not drinking for a month, it just brought this clarity. You know what I mean? And you don't feel
Maybe
you
I
feel
should
less
try.
shitty in the morning, so it's good. But I'm
Oh,
down for a
yeah.
little celebration
Yeah.
beer.
Well, I gotta ask Destiny because you're 21 and you just I mean, did that change your partying the zone?
She said,
No cap.
"Yeah."
All right.
Yeah.
So
How does it
rebellious
change? Because I mean,
thing.
it's not the age is one thing, but we all before 21 we'll
Yeah.
drink or whatever. But
It really sucks because I turned 21 during the pandemic.
Mm.
So
Oh.
that's interesting. I want to talk
I
about
haven't been to a club. I mean, the first club I went to was Peppermint Club
Right.
for
Justin
JB,
Bieber.
but it wasn't like I want fucking bottle service. I
Right.
want bottles. I want fucking music.
Yeah.
I want
You want the
people.
sparklers, you want all that shit.
Sparklers. I want
For
fucking
sure.
bitches. Like
For sure.
I need the whole shit. I need the whole shit.
Yeah.
So I haven't experienced that yet. I haven't experienced like walking into a bar. Well, I mean a bar, yeah, but like not like a pop-in bar. I don't count anything right now. So the first time I actually did experience like going out for the first time was in Toronto because the drinking age is 19 out there.
Oh yeah.
I was 19 and I'd never started. The first time I actually drank alcohol though was I was 17.
What drink
that was
was
my
it?
first. It was fucking Hennessy.
That's
Henny.
You
strong,
jumped into
dude.
Henny at 17?
Did you get
Yeah.
drunk that
You didn't have
first
like a
time?
little
No,
introduction?
no. I wasn't drunk off that first shot. I
Right.
actually like I wanted to feel something, so I was like, I need to take. Kat, how many shots we take that night?
Yeah, I just exposed that I gave you your first shot.
I don't give a fuck.
Said the name and
It was
everything.
like,
Yeah, I know.
It was like 4.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
4 shots, but I wasn't feeling anything, so I smoked and I got really high.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think
Crossfade.
that fucked me up. But that was my first time drinking alcohol. But then first time like actually like experiencing the nightlife was in Toronto. I hit like 3 spots that night. I don't remember where, but we ended it off at my hotel I was staying at. Like I think it was like the Thompson or something.
Yeah.
And there was a rooftop bar that viewed all of Toronto. So I was up there getting wasted.
Yeah.
Did your dad find out?
No.
He doesn't even know about the welcome mat. He's
I
good.
don't know about the welcome mat, but yeah, it was tight. And then when I did a European tour on the end of 2019. So drinking age is like 16 over in Europe. So I was going out like experiencing that, and then just experiencing like just living on my own in general is a big deal because I'm like, man, it's my rules, my fucking house. It's like I can bring friends over and they can stay the night. I don't have to ask. You know what I mean? It's little things like that. So I'm not like too rebellious. Like I'm not fucking jumping off of shit or doing drugs.
Right.
But like I'm just like barely experiencing like what my friends already experienced in high school.
For sure.
That I'm doing now. Drinking, smoking weed, like things like that. I don't smoke, but like I've tried it, obviously, a lot more since I've moved out. But yeah,
it's that
That's
transition.
the West Coast shit right
It's
there.
that transition. You're going
keep
in
it in.
from like right after high school, but into the musician's life, which is
That's
wild.
true.
It can get wild. You got a lot of access, and you're traveling.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And it's like you're just so happy with what the fuck you do. Like after a show, I would just be so happy that
On that
Yeah,
high.
the adrenaline rush,
for
for
I'm like,
sure.
yo, let's fucking go. Like, where are we going? You know what I mean? It's like that.
Oh, yeah.
So
We know
yeah.
that
That's
very
so
well.
exciting.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
But-
now it's just to the hotel.
And now it's just a hotel. But yeah, I turned 21 in September. So I was supposed to be on a yacht in Miami, but it didn't work because of COVID. We had this planned since I turned 20, actually. Me and Stereotypes. We always would cheers to Miami 2020.
Right,
Miami
right,
2020, 'cause
right.
That's the year I was going to
I
turn
mean,
21.
Wow.
But so yeah, it was just me and a few friends. Like we just got like a house in Palm Springs and just turned up there.
Wait,
for,
did
like,
you do
4
a
days.
Vegas thing yet? Like the 21
Have never been
Venice?
to Vegas. Have never been to Vegas.
Oh shit. Okay,
Shit.
that's
Haven't
like I
gone to
feel like the
Vegas.
real people always
there's
talk
plenty
about
of
the
time
21.
for Vegas.
I know,
you
but-
Yeah, but it's like people turn 21. They're like, "What do I do? Go to Vegas." That's like
Right.
a very California
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, and like my family, like my mom and like all of my aunts, like they took me like the casinos and shit, and like we were like drinking and like
Yeah.
went gambling and stuff for
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Do you like gambling? Do you like?
I just like playing the
those-
machines. Like
Oh,
I don't
me
do
too.
like I don't do the tables or nothing.
Right, right, right.
Are you
right.
lucky?
I'm lucky if my mom's around. Yeah, I think my mom is my little lucky charm because she always just like my mom is just always like so she likes to manifest. She's like, we're gonna walk in there today. We're gonna get $200, right? We're gonna get $200, and so me and my sister's like, yeah. But like, yeah, I think.
And then the house wins.
But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
my mom is always the one that wins shit. And, and I'm happy for her because like I wish my mom could get all the fucking money in the world if she could get it.
Damn.
But I'm happier when my mom wins something.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like, I feel like I won. You know?
For sure.
Well, I feel
Come
like
on,
yeah,
Just-
beautiful.
I feel like you have such good, you know, people around you, whether it's your parents to mentors, like stereotypes. You know, you're in good hands.
To Cat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cat
Cat's
over
a
here,
real
Hennessy
one.
shots at 17.
Yo,
you know what I'm
bitch.
saying? You're in real good hands. So
Hell
I
yeah.
think it's gonna be a really, really, you know, sick couple of years ahead
Yeah,
for
for
you.
sure.
Is there? Have you like headlined your own tour yet or anything like that? Like a
Not
smaller
yet.
tour?
Not yet. I was supposed to, but we're just gonna wait on
COVID.
that
Yeah,
for
yeah.
right now because when I put out my first album, I want to be able to tour my first album and promote it and do press and radio and things like that all the right way. And I think just 2022 is just gonna be the best because you just never know.
Exactly.
Like I think I'm just gonna wait till next year.
How has like COVID like affected you as an artist who's just kind of the beginning of her journey? Because you know I talked to a few new artists here. We had Audrey Nuna who was ready to hit
love
the
Audrey Nuna,
yeah
by
she
the
was
way.
about to hit the road for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And
then
you know,
standstill.
then obviously COVID happened, and she couldn't do her first tour. You know, so it's just on hold. You know, but has it affected you in any way?
2020 has just affected me all in general as an artist and as just a human fucking being.
Right.
But like, I think for me, like when I was telling y'all about the European tour, I did a US and a European tour. I had opened for an artist named Rule, so I was the opener, and that's my first time ever being on the road. And you know, there was just a lot of pressure of me being an opener because it's like these fans didn't pay to see me. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're here to see Rule. So it's just like a lot of pressure. And I'm like, man, like he does like very like pop, and I'm like super swaggy. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
right.
different. So I'm like, oh, the fans gonna fuck with it. But they ended up fucking with it.
Winning over those fans is the
and
best
yeah,
feeling.
yeah, they ended up fucking with it. So it was obviously just the high of man, like I'm gaining this new following. On top of that, I was on lineups for festivals. I did Camp Flog Gnaw. I did something in the water. I did Hers Music Festival. You know, things like that. So especially Camp Flog Gnaw, that was like a bucket list for me. That was I checked that shit off.
Something in the water is pretty big. That's Pharrell,
Something
right?
in the water,
Virginia Beach.
Pharrell, yeah.
Huge.
I did that shit. But yeah, so I was on a high, and then December 2019, the year's coming to an end. I did my last show in Amsterdam. That still is the last show I've done like with the crowd was Amsterdam, which was fucking fun and so crazy.
Yeah.
So then that was the last show. Coming into the new year, I actually was gonna do a headline for I was gonna do a hometown show in Sacramento at this venue called the Ace of Spades. And so it's like I think it's about like an 1,000 cap room, and it was with the radio station, so we were like collaborating on it. So that was gonna happen. I was excited for that, but then that was in March, and then COVID hit, and so obviously it sucks because, well, I mean, at the time it was like, okay, like there is a virus, like it's gonna be like a couple months, you know what I mean? It's like, but it's still, I was like, damn, it's gonna be like done in May, like we're quarantined till May,
Right?
Like fuck, like that's 2 months. I can't do that.
Yeah.
2
Right,
months.
right.
Yeah, fucking right. Like a year and a half later, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Was there ever a point in your, you know, in this hiatus as the world's paused where you're like, damn, the music industry might be forever changed, where things might be different if I came back in? Because, you know, like there was that moment you're like, oh shit, like this is way more serious than I thought. Like, like how did you feel? Like, did you still feel optimistic? Like, about the way things is kind of moving for your career from that point?
Well, obviously it's upsetting. It's sad, but you have to just think of like not yourself in that situation, because people are dying, people are losing their jobs, and
I think it made people think that way more globally and worldly in that way.
Yeah, for sure. Because at first, like I'm not gonna lie, like I was pissed. Like I was like, man, I'm like, why the fuck do we have to quarantine? Like why? Like fuck this shit, you know? And like my team was really like, hey, Des, like people are losing their homes. And I was like, yeah, I know. I was like, it's just upsetting because you had so much planned, right? And along with other people, we had so much planned for this year. Like 2020, when you hear that, like it's just like you think of just like success. 2020 just has a ring to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, man, that's the fucking ring. Like 2020 here.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah, fam. Whatever you thought. Just
But I mean, yeah, it definitely did obviously give me some time to just be by myself. I live by myself out here, so I don't have roommates. I was alone every day. So and it was also just hard to create music because it's like there's nothing that's inspiring me.
Yeah.
You know, and then on top of that, we have the BLM movement, and then we have you know all the racism bullshit. You know, like that's hard to even just get in the studio and try to write a positive song.
That's true.
So like it even fucked with my creativity and making music. I would love to go in the studio and make a song, but like I don't know what's on my mind with like, you know,
it's hard to just loosen up, even have fun, or just have a song to like make a song that's just fun when there's heavy hearts, you know, all around.
Yeah, it's super heavy. So yeah, that definitely like affected me, like just as an artist and just as a human, you know, like, but it also forced me to grow and learn more like on like the politics side, because I didn't know shit. Like I really didn't.
Right.
And this was my first year voting as well. So I think that was like a good, you know, I made history this year.
Nice.
This being my first like election.
That's dope.
Or
I love it
last year,
all.
so to
I
speak.
love it all.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Well, Destiny Rogers, thank you so much. We laughed, we cried.
We laughed.
One of my favorite guests.
We drank, we laughed, we cried.
We rapped.
We did rap. We spoke and worded. We did a lot of stuff here, and Destiny, I think it's gonna be crazy just seeing your journey in the next year or two.
It's
We're gonna have to do
it next year.
We're gonna have to do a revisit a year later.
We have to.
Now,
We have to
and
do
then
that.
you'll spit a whole song
on a
The
beat.
whole song with a beat.
Memorized.
Performance.
Rap hands.
Strobe light.
More rap hands. We gotta get some more rap hands
hands.
from you.
I need to...
What can we expect next from you?
Oh my gosh. A lot of new music, a lot of cool collaborations that I got in store right now. You guys are just gonna have to stay tuned. So for everybody on here that's listening, you can just follow me on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, just Destiny Rogers. I'm on every music platform. Stream my shit, run them streams up, and I should be coming to a city near you very soon.
That's what's up.
And I fuck with Destiny heavy because she also be out here in the K-Town streets.
I do. I'm here
she be
all
out
the time.
here.
I get my facials out here. I get my nails done out here.
Yeah, I see her clinking soju glasses.
Come on.
And
We'll
I'm
grab a
like,
drink at Blue.
God.
You know about the soju? You know about the soju? Oh,
Yeah.
toe bangs? She said
Toe bang. Wow.
Okay,
She knows.
yo,
I
she
see her.
knows.
I see her
I'm
turning
out
up her
there.
toe. I'm like,
She
oh yeah, the
knows.
toe
I'm
right
out
now.
there, yo. All right. That's another story for another
Okay,
day.
and we
We'll
got
pop a few
to
green
hook up Destiny with a K-Town baseball jersey too.
Oh,
We gotta
yeah,
give her
yeah.
one. Okay, cool. All right, Destiny Riders, thank you so much. Steffie Baik,
Yeah.
thank you for your 16,
Come on,
blessing
MC
us.
Baik, kill that.
Rickley, thank
Yes,
you, man.
sir,
You
of
look
course.
great. A
Thank
month
you, man. I
sober, man.
appreciate
You
it.
look fantastic.
Come on,
You know,
you look
next time we're
fantastic.
gonna we need one for him for the next week.
Next challenge.
Is a
Figure it out.
challenge.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
I like to challenge
'Cause he
myself on a
didn't
daily
he
basis.
didn't
You don't need
challenge
to.
him with anything.
I challenge myself every single day.
He's been challenged.
Okay, guys. Tune in next week for another episode of Fun with Dumb. Peace.
Yes, peace.
Bye.